looks like we're having some technical difficulties with Facebook. Imagine that. Give me a minute to see if I can sort this out. It's always Facebook. Always. Can't figure it out. Can't ever figure it out. Give it one chance. To get it right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Madness Countdown. Today we have a guest with us, and it's going to be a good time. What's up, Nandor? Let me get this thing out the way here. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Pops? Thank you so much, dude, for doing this. This is so exciting.
Hey, no problem, man. I didn't know if you were going to be here in time, so I was all ready to start the show with this.
Okay, yeah.
So you introduce yourself. So I'm going to let the video introduce you for you. How's that?
Sounds great. Yes.
Check it out.
I'm Nandor Shaffer, the head of Foxhole Comics, and welcome to the world of Man-Child. Man-Child is a commentary on comic book fandom that is one part Silver Age-inspired superhero adventure following the exploits of the Monarch Crier, and one part slice-of-life dramedy following super nerd Rufus Boston in an alternating narrative. This Kickstarter campaign is to raise funds for the production of issue 3 of the 6-part limited series, and in this installment, we are introducing the Sadistic Six, all new villains within the Man-Child universe, while also spending a day with Rufus at Uncle Chester's comic shop on an unexpectedly busy new comic book day. We've successfully funded the first 2 issues, and both are available during this campaign, so you can jump into the series straight away. We're offering a limited edition variant covered by the Winter Soldier co-creator Steve Epting, as well as our first ever collector's gatefold cover, plus many more reward options. Man-Child offers everything a superhero comic fan could want, and everything you didn't know you wanted. Embrace your inner man-child and back this book today.
There you go. There you go. Your inner man-child. So we already dropped the link in the chat. It's pinned over there. So if you come in, you don't know what's going on. This is what's going on. We're going to talk about this. Oh, 4580 just jumped again. I've been watching all day.
Awesome. Yeah. It's been quite the the hair-raising, nerve-wracking experience, but we did it, So we're here.
Yeah, I was watching. I like that. Thumbs up right there.
That's right.
I was watching. I seen you posted earlier. You were like $115 short or something. So, of course, I went out. I shared it. I mentioned it on the show earlier today.
Oh, thank you.
That you were still not quite funded. And my co-host from Monday Madness, Levi, he popped in the chat. He said, "No, Pops, it's funded." I was like, right on.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
So let's see if we can get you a couple more in the final hour of this here thing. Go ahead and talk for a minute. Let me get my phone and share this thing out to about 1 million places. Because for some reason, we're not going live to Facebook. So you know me, I'm going to go post it all over Facebook.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to talk about the book and, let people know. So Man-Child is a superhero action dramedy that tells an alternating narrative between the Silver Age-inspired superhero universe of the Monarch Crier, who's this monarch butterfly character, and you get to see his adventures, and it's told in like a classic Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko manner with narration and thought bubbles and a lot of excitement, and it feels like a classic Silver Age book. But at the same time that you're reading about the superhero character, you're also peering into the life of Rufus Boston, who is this regular comic book nerd, super comic book nerd, I like to say, and you get to see kind of his own slice of life type interactions that he has with his friends and his family, and being a comic book nerd, and the contrast between reality and fantasy. And that's what really this book is about, is looking at how escapism is a part of our culture and a part of comic book fandom and nerd culture in particular, and kind of the what I like to say or like to call like the beauty and pitfalls of like being a comic book fan and the obsession that we have with these heroes, and how some of us know more about the history of the DC and the Marvel universe, maybe more so than the history of our family or
States.
country or real world things, right? And so things like that, I think are very interesting, and I think it's very telling on how much fandom and comic books and these characters have really captured the imagination of so many people throughout generations and decades and decades of time, and how important they are to us, and how much they're part of our mythology and kind of American mythology in a way. And so all of this really started with the passing of Stan Lee, and I wanted to do something in his honor and kind of do a tribute to him and everything that generation of creators and comics really gave to us, and not just do a book that is about the Silver Age or takes a lot of the tropes from the Silver Age, but do something a little bit different where we can kind of see the journey between how comics started out and how these universes that we love were really born, and seeing that through the Monarch Cryer's story and his lens and his adventures, and the way that it's told and the way that it's captured with Jay's art and the lettering and all of that stuff. And at the same time, while you're reading about that and you're getting this childlike experience of classic comic book storytelling, you're also, kind of transported back into reality with Rufus and everything that he's going through and what he's doing. And so getting that back and forth and that kind of conversation between the two stories and the mystery behind what connects Rufus's story with the Monarch Crier story, is it just a thematic back and forth, or is there actually a narrative thread that's being woven throughout the series, and how these two stories and these two worlds connect? And so that's something that I wanted to bring to the table with this book, and do something that it's not just a book about fandom, it's not just a book about Silver Age superheroes, it's a book about both, and it's a book about how these two things kind of can inform one another and show the contrast between the innocence of the Silver Age versus the more mature nature of what it means to be an adult, and what it means to live in the real world, and the kind of complexities and the grayness contrasted against the black and white of superheroes and how we view them. So it's definitely a fun, entertaining, comedic book, but there's a lot of, I think, underlying serious thematic elements throughout that I think can really resonate with people. And particularly with issue 3, Rufus, he's working at the comic book store all alone, and it's a new comic book day. It's a very busy new comic book day, and he feels a little slighted by the owner of the store being all alone working on this very busy day. And tragedy strikes him and the community at this point in the story, and he's having to deal with that while being alone at the comic book shop. And very real world things happen with him and his life and his story. And at the same time, you're also following the Monarch Crier and fighting the Sadistic Six and all his villains and everything, all the opposing forces that are going against him. So I'm hoping that people, as they take time with the book and as they enjoy this type of story, they can kind of see the parallels between the two, and how reality can inform fantasy and vice versa.
Dude, you kind of covered it all. What else are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
You did.
Well, I wanted to give you enough time, right? Yeah. So I can talk all day about my story,
Dude, you did good. And for the 50 people that just got notifications from us, sorry, not sorry. Because us, we hit all the groups. We hit them all.
That's right. That's right.
So welcome to this countdown for Nandor's book, Man-Child number 3. Now there's catch-up tiers. There's all the stuff. We're going to go through it all. We still got 49 minutes. So he just told you about the story. There's your main guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so you've heard me talk about all this, but like, this is the amazing visuals that we're bringing to this book. And this cover right here, as I said in the video, is done by Steve Epting, who is the co-creator of The Winter Soldier, and who has worked on Fantastic Four with Jonathan Hickman, who's worked with Jonathan Hickman on Avengers and New Avengers, and Ed Brubaker, on Captain America, creating the Winter Soldier, but also working with Ed Brubaker on Velvet, which was published by Image Comics. And he's my favorite comic book artist of all time. His run on Captain America was huge for me, and being able to work with him on this particular book and do this cover was just like a dream come true, because I never thought I'd be able to work with someone of his caliber on my little book. I feel like a very little fish in the sea, right? And so like being able to work with someone like this who respected the story, loved the character designs, and loved the idea of the book, and get that feedback from him was like huge for me. So this cover features the Monarch Crier jumping out at us, and you have all his villains surrounding him in silhouette, and then you have Professor Pilgrim's eyes like in the background, who's like the arch nemesis of the Monarch Crier. So it's very it's a kick-ass cover. It's very exciting, and there's like a lot of drama and energy to it, and I love it.
Are the rest of these just other villains, or are they his minions?
Yeah, so they are other villains.
Okay.
So they're
rogue gallery for Duke.
Yeah. We're expanding the rogues gallery with issue 3. So these characters have not appeared in issues 1 or 2. At the end of issue 2, we get a slight tease to Professor Pilgrim having imprisoned these people, and you don't know who exactly they are yet. And then as we get to issue 3, it shows who he's imprisoned, and they're the Monarch Crier's rogues gallery. So this is kind of been planted in the seeds of issue 2 towards the end, and so we get to see like who he's imprisoned. And he's in this issue, he's imprisoned these characters because he wants them to basically it's kind of a free-for-all match where it's like you have to be the one to take on the Monarch Crier and to defeat him. And you have to bring the Monarch Crier to me. Don't kill him. Bring him to me. And whoever does that will be able to leave. Will be able to not be a prisoner anymore. So all of these villains have this motivation to, take on, already a character who they do not like and who they hate, and they want to defeat him, but not just to defeat him, but to actually escape one of Monarch Crier's other villains. So there's a lot of drama and a lot of infighting that is going to be happening here, because not only do these villains have to take on the Monarch Crier, but they're going to have to take on each other too.
So you can get the PDF of this for $5. We're going to kind of go down the middle and the right at the same time here.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes things will jive, you know what I mean? Man-Child number 3, the A cover by Jay. Okay, that's farther down here, right?
Yeah, it's further down.
Oh yeah. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. So this is your $10 28-page Man-Child number 3 A cover by Jay Mazar.
Yeah, and both issues 1 and 2 are $10 as well. So, if you're coming into the book and you want to be able to afford, all 3, and I do have a physical bundle later on, but like for people who want to pick up this cover and want to get the other A covers, they're available too.
And for those of you who may have heard me talking a lot about Rufus lately, because he actually inspired a new show that we're doing on the network starting this week. Now, Nandor, when you're ready, you let me know. And
I will. I'm excited. I want to see this format for sure.
I will be interviewing the mayor of Slaughterville on Monday.
Oh, cool.
So you can see the first episode. You can see how, for me, it's just me pretty much coming into your world, having no idea who your people are, what they do, what they're about.
Yeah.
And Rufus going to tell me about his job, his life, the world he lives in, the hero he loves, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him questions as if I know nothing about his action.
Right. Right.
And we're calling it fourth wall interviews because, all these.
It's a great idea. Yeah, I love that name.
They'll be breaking the fourth wall. So we call it fourth wall interviews. And Rufus inspired this, people. I was in a show with Nandor a couple weeks ago, And I'm sitting here and I'm just looking at Rufus and I'm listening to Nandor talk, and I'm like, I've talked to you a lot of times, Nandor. I want to hear what Rufus has to say.
I don't want to hear Nandor anymore. Yeah.
And the idea took root in my head. Okay, it wasn't like just a passing joke. It's like the idea took root in my head. And now I know a bunch of people that want to do the show. So Rufus will always be known as the guy who inspired Fourth Wall interviews.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I mean, what? It's like that's my job, right? Come up with new, interesting ways to promote people's stuff. You know, I love doing interviews like this with creators, but man, how cool is it going to be to talk to Mike Baron's Badger?
Talk to the character. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and Mike already agreed to do it. I get to interview the Badger.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be so much fun.
I was hoping for Nexus, but he was like, I don't really have the voice and the I don't know, persona for Nexus. He says, I can do Badger. And I was like,
next best thing. Yeah.
And a couple people have said they want to cosplay their characters on the show, which is,
that's a great idea.
Great,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
It's going to be fun, man. And we are going to interview Rufus at some point here in the future because, I thought about it also. It's like it'd be a great thing for promoting a campaign, but it would also be a great thing to do during the in-between time.
Yeah.
To keep people interested in what you're doing.
Relevant. Yeah, because they're gonna want to see like, hey, I've heard this guy interview. Like, what's the next part of his story? You know what I mean? Like what happens to Rufus in issue 4, or what happens to Rufus later on? So they have that like connection now, which would be really cool.
And it'll be up to the character how much they want to divulge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I love the idea. And it's all because of you, man.
I'll take all the credit. No.
And I will give the credit. Like I said, ideas come from these shows, and it's not just me. If I wasn't interviewing you at the time, that thought might have never entered my head. You see what I'm saying? So
it's just like collaborating, on a book, right? And like when you're working with someone and their ideas bring forth other ideas that who knows if you would have ever had, right? So that's the whole like magic of it.
I have so much fun doing this, man. I ain't gonna lie. This is amazing. Okay, so you got your 3 PDF bundle. You can get 1 through 3 for $15, people. Go jump on this right there.
I mean, there is no time anymore. Like it's like 50 minutes, so this is it. If you're gonna back it, this is the time to do it.
Like I said, all three on PDF. I know a lot of you people over there in the UK be watching us, and you always, man, shipping is killing me. Okay, well, just get you the PDFs, get caught up on what's happening, and when shipping comes back down to real world prices again.
Right. We can't wait.
Then maybe you can get some stuff shipped to you. I'm sorry about the way the shipping companies treat us, little poor comic book people. It's horrible. So there's, like I said, that's Rufus. He works in a comic book store. That was kind of why I wanted to talk to him, because he's got a regular job in the real world, right? He's like, hey, Rufus, man, what's it like on New Comic Book Day? Is it
right.
So, it's going to be fun, man. That's what it's all about, really. So then you have the B cover by Pablo Romero, and I got to go back up here. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah.
And there's Rufus again. Poor dude. Just, poor dude. I mean, I'm gonna ask him about
he's not having a good time on this cover. Or maybe he is. Maybe he is.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out, because that's my job. What, were you really having fun? We did talk to her afterwards. Did y'all kiss and make up? What's that?
Yeah, right,
You know?
right.
See, one of the other things about doing the interview thing like that is some of the people, I don't know anything about their character, so it will be a true fourth wall interview.
Yeah, you're gonna, and who knows what kind of questions that'll come up after their answers. You'd be like, now wait a second, you know, like what did you say?
And you know, not everybody's things happening on Earth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be popping into other places and I'm gonna be like, where the hell am I? So we really plan on having a good time with it, man. Now, that was the A cover and the beautiful interior art. Jay kills it, man. He does this just right. It's comic book. It's not trying to be too artsy and too pretty. It's what a comic book's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's very like easy on the eyes and the storytelling's very clear. That's something that I love about his work. It's like every character is given enough room and real estate to shine, and he's really good at laying out the pages and making it, you know, like you never want to pick up a comic and feel intimidated by it. You know, I mean, there are times where that can happen. There are times where, you know, you sometimes have to meet the story halfway. But when it comes to this book in particular, it was really important that people could kind of, you know, jump in and just have a good time. And hopefully, you know, the back and forth kind of juggling work that we're doing with Rufus and the Monarch Crier, you know, they can kind of get in on that more, you know, kind of the mental gymnastics that it takes to kind of keep both stories in mind and in view at the same time, you know. So everything else about it, I want it to be, you know, easy to read, fun to read, exciting to read, and, you know, not too much going on, but enough going on that you keep coming back for more.
And always leaving you want to.
Yeah.
Okay? Always leaving you want to. Now, this is the C cover. Nathan Lorenzana.
That's right. You got it. Yeah.
Cool. And this one tells a little story about the two of them. The two of them. Now, I really wanted the bird lady to be good.
Yeah. Right. You were like, man, she needs to be a hero, you know?
I really like the look. She's got the size. She looks like my kind of girl. Probably somebody I date when you take the mask off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even being a bad girl, that's my kind of girl.
Dreams are crushed. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I love martial arts women. I love women that play with size and swords and stuff. What can I tell you? And I mean that in real life too. You know, it's like I love those kind of women. I like tough women. I like all women, but I really like tough women. Okay? Because you don't have to carry
women are pretty
around.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like somebody, I get jumped. I know she's going to hit somebody in the back of the head for me, you know? I mean, right?
Yes. She'll come swoop down and sweep you off your feet, you know?
There you go. She can fly away with me too. That's good. I like that. That's good. What's up, RJ?
Hey, RJ.
Look out for me, buddy. You know what to do.
That's right.
We are live on RJ's Critical Blast Twitter channel right now as well. Facebook is they just ignoring us today. They will not
being kind, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to share everything from YouTube to Facebook. They will not let me go live to Facebook. I do not know why. It says it's on their end, not mine, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I tried. Now, this wraparound cover, it's up there higher, huh? It's up there.
Yeah, unfortunately it's hard to. Yeah, I wish Kickstarter had the ability to where I could kind of blow that up a little bit better, but because I feel like it kind of gets lost in the vertical, you know, covers. But yeah, you know, this is our first ever gatefold cover done by Benjamin W. Morse. He's an amazing artist, and it's kind of a little homage to like Jim Lee's X-Men #1, and you know that the whole idea of it's a reversal of that cover where you know you got the heroes going after Magneto, the X-Men like charging Magneto, but here it's all the villains charging the Monarch Crier. So we wanted to kind of play on that. And, here we have the full cast of the Sadistic Six coming at the Monarch Crier, and you have Professor Pilgrim in the background. But it's a beautiful gatefold cover, and it's going to be super sick. Awesome.
RJ,
thank you, RJ.
The Lorenzano cover. Very nice. Very nice. I'd have probably jumped on that wraparound if I had a dime to spend right now.
Yeah. It's going to be sick. I cannot wait to get this printed. It's going to, and I don't think the last time, to be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen an indie comic have a gatefold cover before. I mean, it's very rare if anyone does one.
I think I've seen a couple that are, pretty similar, but nothing that like broke windows with its brilliance and everybody jumped all over it. I haven't seen one that stood out. Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. It's like they like the variants. They like me. I'm an A cover guy first.
Yes, totally.
You got me last time with that Virgin. That I think it's that one right there.
Yeah, that one right there. Yep.
Yeah, you got me last time with that one, and it was like, dang it. And that was on Manchild number 1. Manchild number 2, I was broke. Trying to. It's like everything I get, I'm trying to put back into this thing I'm building, right?
Oh, so, yeah, totally.
So, I don't have a whole lot of money to break on a comic. Every now and then I have a little extra I'll break on it. But I'm going to get caught up on this thing because I got a Virgin number 2 to get and a Virgin number 3 to get. That fit with the one that I got. You know what I mean? So this is why I encourage people. The main reason I encourage people to put Ketchup Tears on their campaigns is a selfish reason.
Yeah, you want the option.
I got to be able to get caught up when I have the finances to do so, right?
And that's why I think it's really important for people, who are doing these campaigns to keep that in mind because, like overprint, like print more issues than, you're just selling on Kickstarter because, one, you want to do shows and you want to do signings. And then you also want that back catalog for, if you're doing an issue 2 and issue 3 and issue 4, like people are going to want to be able to get that. And if you run out or you don't print enough, it's going to become a problem, and you're never going to be able to like get the full collection.
Look how many printings of like, let's say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original volumes, printings of number 1 over and over and over again to keep up with demand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you squelch the demand by not having any available, kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep. Yeah, you are.
You have to have copies available so the people can read them when they want to, when they can afford to. We all know that this time of year sucks for creators trying to get backing and whatnot.
Yeah.
But everybody out there has a friend that they buy Christmas gifts for, or a family member that likes comic books. Everybody has that one guy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Come out here and buy them an indie comic book for Christmas this year and help these guys too.
Yeah.
Help these creators, man, because if they can't finance printing the book, they can't bring you the next one. Guys. Right.
That's right. Yeah. And, I got to say, this was, like I was confident in our ability to get this one funded, but it seems like a lot of creators at this time of year, and I think with the holidays coming up and the economy and things like that, it's been difficult for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people are struggling in their crowdfunding campaigns at this point, and it's just not the market isn't the same necessarily right now, and so there was a moment where I was like, man, like I hope we can make it. I hope we can do this and we can get this done. And thankfully we've made it and we're getting there. But like it's really stressful for other creators out there, and so it's been definitely something that you have to think about how you want to moving forward. I'm thinking about, okay, how do I want to work on issue 4? Do I want to have the same goal? What kind of covers, do I want to do for that one? and all these types of things that you kind of have to adjust and think about when you're doing these campaigns, because it's difficult when you're doing like a single issue series, because you're always having to kind of figure out ways to repackage your pitch and think about ways to get people involved. If you're talking about the same story in the same book, you have to make each issue more exciting than the last one, because you want people to come on board and you want people to not just hear the same thing over and over. So like, I always had it in my mind to, introduce new villains, introduce new characters, make things more exciting for the series, so that people who may have, passed on issues 1 and 2, by the time they get to 3 or 4, they're going to be like, oh man, like I'm missing out. And, you want people to get that fear of missing out, right? Like, oh man, like I want to be a part of this and I want to see what happens. Yes. And so I think that's really important for creators who are working on a series that, is one issue by issue, and how to keep that in mind for everyone.
And another thing that people, I don't think people take into consideration, but the crowdfunding boom, a lot of it had to do with COVID and people not being able to set up tables.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right? And now the cons are back, okay?
Yes.
And you put up a bunch of books and you go table at the cons and you make your money, right? And the stress of crowdfunding has gone away for some people. They have a following. They just went back to their.
They're back at the cons. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we don't even see their books unless we go to the con, right? And then there's people that are pretty much all online, and you won't see their books at a con. So now you kind of got to look everywhere again, like you used to have to.
Yeah, right. You're right.
And those people that table up, dude, they're spending money on tables. They're doing, signings and stuff like that. And crowdfunding takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it does.
And it's way easier to call dude up and say, "Hey, man, can I come table at your comic book store this weekend? Can I just come do a signing this weekend?" They say yes. They say no. You hang up, right?
Yeah. With the campaign, it's like, are my graphics correct? Is my price point? Are my price points correct? Do I have the add-ons, correctly put together?
So much.
Oh, I got to make a video. Oh, I gotta, share it here and there, and you gotta manage it. It's a 30-day marathon. I mean,
put up with people like Pops all the freaking time.
You gotta,
like,
and you
table.
yeah, you gotta, and you also have to deal with, canceled pledges. People coming back and forth, and at a convention or a signing, you sell a book, that's it. Like it's over. But like with the campaign, there's just a lot more. There's a lot more managing going on, and a lot more thought process you have to put into it, that, how you structure everything. It's definitely a visual, project.
Right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to show you something. Is this, I want to ask you if this is kind of how you feel through the process of campaigning and whatnot. This is a little video that Laurie put together for all you campaigners, for all you crowdfunders, for all you creators that just can't get enough.
Hold on. I think I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Ah! Nose and lips. Okay, ow. Can I? Ow. Please, Mr. Oh!
Yes, it is a constant battle.
It kind of explains it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense to me.
Laurie made that. She's amazing. She puts together such cool stuff for us to play with. All right, where was I? We were scanning through this thing. There's all the covers for this campaign right here. All 5.
That's right. Yeah. All the impossible choices to make.
Yeah, and that's the other thing he made me mad about. Choices. Dude. All right, the rewards. The digital tier, we talked about that. Cover A, $10. cover or the PDF bundle, all three. Get caught up right there for $15. Cover B, $15, physical and digital. Cover C, physical and digital. RJ got in on that one. Thank you, RJ.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks, RJ.
Now look, guys, this one is pretty badass. I'm just saying. If you haven't taken a look at the big one, take a look at it, guys. Look at that. It looks pretty fucking cool. Oh, sorry, Nandor.
Sorry, kids.
Yeah, what can I tell you? It looks pretty damn cool. Man. Go check that one out. And then cover E by Mr. Epting, Steve Epting. That dude's done a lot of stuff, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He's been around for a really long time, and I think he worked on Avengers in the 90s, and he's been just been a part of so many amazing projects and things, and he worked with he's worked with Marvel, DC, and Image, and a lot of different awesome, amazing characters.
Good stuff. All right, what else do we got here? We got a retail tier for my friends with comic book stores. You know what's up. $5 a copy right there. 5 copies, $5 a copy. Gets you in there. Gives you a chance to make some money too, and puts somebody's book on a shelf and takes the place of one of those titles that isn't there anymore from those other companies. You know what I'm talking about. The physical catch-up tier. Now, question about the physical catch-up tier. Can you get... Are all the covers available from the previous campaigns?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
this is the most basic physical catch-up. So if you just want the A covers...
Yeah, those are the A covers.
Yeah.
But if you wanted the Virgin cover, like the one that I got of issue 1, it's still available. All the covers that you see on the previous campaigns are available. So when you get a physical catch-up bundle, there you go. Bang, bang, bang. Get you the one. You can get the ones you want, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. And the collector's edition. Cover A, physical book, signed, sadistic 6 art print, and you get your name in the book, people. That's how you do that. What do we got here? The variants of your choice signed. Same deal, but the variants of your choice. Okay.
Yeah. So it's the same exact deal. You get a variant cover in the survey that I send out. I ask the backer which cover they want, right, and that'll be signed by myself, and you'll get the Sadistic 6 art print and your name in the book as well. So,
all right, cool. Just got a reply from somebody. I had to give him a little thumbs up there. Yes, it's all good. Let's see, what else do we got here? We got the digital PDF, the cover A physical book signed, and an original inked character sketch. Who is doing the sketches? Jay?
Yeah, Jay Mazar, the series artist. He's done the sketches for the previous campaigns, and at the end of the campaign, when I send out the surveys, I'll ask the people who have backed the physical ink sketch, which character they want, whether it's from the Man-Child book or if they want, Spider-Man or, whichever character that they want. Jay is happy to draw. And the thing about all of these tiers is that at least most of them, they all stack on top of one another. So like, if you get
just adding one more thing,
so like if you get the ink sketch, like it's basically you're getting the collector's edition, but then you get a sketch on top of it,
Right.
So if you wanted the collector's like variant, signed, and you get your name in the book and everything for $75, you could also, for just $10 more, you get
get you an art sketch too. Get some original art.
Right. Yep.
How big is that? Do you know?
Usually they've been about like 8.5 by 11, so pretty good size. Yeah.
See, a little secret of mine, I only draw on comic book backing boards.
Oh yeah.
So everything I draw fits inside a bag.
That makes sense, right?
On the other side of it, right? Just look, sketch on one side, comic on the other.
Yeah. You save, that way nothing gets, messed up with shipping, right?
Yeah, it's just use the
it can fit in that Gemini mailer that you need.
Yeah, it's perfect actually. I know a lot of people that started doing that, but drawing on comic book backing boards is not easy.
Yeah,
it's not the best surface to draw on.
It's kind of
make
slick.
Sure you're not drawing on the treated side first, but even the other side, it's not like paper.
Yeah,
so it's a little different, but hey, you stick it in the back, you stick it in the bag, and then you put the comic in with it. You got the sketch and the comic right there.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Dustin, what's up, Geekmen and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds?
Yo.
Please share this out, bro. We got like 20 minutes left. 20 minutes.
Yeah. We're almost, this is it, guys. 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're in the
final countdown.
All 5 covers, $90. Get physical copies of all 5 number 3 covers as a discounted bundle deal. And you also get the digital rewards. Yes. So all the digital, all the physicals, and you can be drawn into the story.
Yeah. So if you want to be a customer at the Uncle Chester's comic shop, interacting with Rufus, or you want to be someone who's, walking the street with Rufus or whatever, this is definitely an opportunity where you can be immortalized in the book. So,
okay. So I can be a customer. Can I be the store owner?
No, I don't think you can be the owner, but
I can't be his boss. That'd be cool.
But it'd be cool to see. It'd be cool to see Pops, like you're with your hat and picking up some comics, whatever comics you want to be seen picking up.
I would have to be there to interview somebody if I was there.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I'd have to be there to actually hey, I'm Pops from interview you and show up your store. That's if I show up in a comic book store, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You see, every comic store I go in, it's like, man, all I want to do is take video. Can I take video in here? Can we do a little interview?
I'll have to have you with a GoPro or your phone out or whatever, or have one of those headsets. It's strapped.
Oh, geez. No, not the headset. Usually I got Brad with me. His camera is what we use at the cons.
Cool.
He's my camera guy. And, we're doing it again next month at Grand Rapids.
That's right. Yeah, that's next month. Cool.
It's going to be fun. And it always is. Going to the cons and actually talking to everybody like this, but face to face.
I love it. I really love it. Yeah.
So that was the drawn into the book. And then there's huge original art. You can get the Cover A original art right here for $185, guys, with all the goodies that come with it. You get drawn into the book. You get the other ink sketch. You get all the stuff and the cover. I don't believe it. How is this not sold yet?
Yeah, no, I don't. I've had a few. Yeah, there's a couple backers who are getting the original art, so that's awesome.
Okay.
But yeah,
original art left from Manchild. Yeah, that's cool. More cool stuff, guys.
So that's super exciting. So people will get pages, from the book itself, and they're inked.
I misspoke. I said the A cover. I misspoke. It's not the cover A.
Yeah, it's not the cover. Yeah, it'll be an interior page. And Jay, he works, on 11x17 original art, Bristol board, and he inks all of his own work. So it'll be a finished, complete page. Yeah.
We do like original art, traditional art. Glenn will give you a hard time if you're digitaling everything up.
Yeah.
And that was another thing I wanted to ask you about. When you wrote this book, did you catch any flack from the anti-Stan people?
I haven't caught a lot of flack. I will say when I first started promoting the book and sharing it out, I did have a few people who would comment on the campaign or on whatever posts that I had. And I did have some people who were upset because they seemed like I was giving Kirby and Ditko an unfair shake, and I was promoting Stan more than the other creators. And that was something that, I was very mindful of. And so I always told them, well, if you read the book, there's actually, a scene in the first issue where they have that type of conversation, where Rufus has that conversation with Tanner, who's a reoccurring character in the series. And, Tanner's saying like, hey, because Rufus is mourning in the same way that I mourned the death of Stanley, Rufus is mourning this comic book creator that he's, that's very beloved and is, our stand-in for Stanley in this book. And when he's at the comic book shop, he's having that conversation where the guy's like, oh, he ripped off, the artists and he did all these things. It was like the same kind of conversations that we have about Stanley and Jack Kirby and these things. And so I'm very well aware of that. And I think it's an important conversation to have. But fortunately, I haven't had too many, but I've had a handful, I would say.
Well, I'm glad, because the way you bring it forward is from a place of mourning.
Yeah.
It's not like you were out here trying to start the conversation,
right.
People arguing about any of that. It was from a place of mourning, and the inspiration came from a loss.
Yeah,
you weren't trying, and I tried to make sure back then, because I seen some of them people going at you, and I tried to get some of them aside and go, hey, look, that's kind of not what the premise of the book is about.
Right.
It's not supposed to bring up the bad parts of what happened years ago. It's dude's like mourning the loss of somebody who meant a lot to him. That's all. And we all mourned Jack the same way.
Okay?
Right. I didn't go out and mourning Jack and have people coming at me about Stan.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, people. This was from the heart.
Yeah, and I will say it was upsetting to me because when Stanley died, people it didn't take very long for people to be like, oh well, we're gonna throw some shade his way. It's like the man just died. Like let him rest in peace. A
little bit anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like
some respect for him.
Yeah, have some respect and realize that it takes two to tango in a sense. Like these characters were not born from one or the other. It took both. It took both parties, and it was a big part of the only reason we're talking about these characters now is probably because of Stanley, because these other creators, they weren't the front man. They weren't the lead singer in the band.
Right.
They were, doing all the technical stuff and doing a lot of the hard work. But Stanley was out there making comics popular, making comics a part of the conversation of pop culture, and building this up and, working in Hollywood and trying to get these characters a part of the conversation, so all of
promoter.
that.
He was the Don King of comics, guys.
Yeah. Right.
Come on. The dude could promote, the dude sold, the dude put the Marvel brand in your house.
Yes.
A lot more than you think. Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, the kid, the guy ruled your kid's imagination for most all of us. The dude created something that took over our imaginations. And the same thing was happening over at DC. It's it was all a come see, come saw game. They all
it was like who could get to it first. It was that competition, And I mean, the only reason Stan came up with, there's a couple of reasons, but the big reason he came up with the Fantastic Four was because he saw the Justice League. He saw what DC was doing, but he was like, these heroes are so. They lacked personality. They were very two-dimensional, and he wanted to bring that groundedness to them, and that's where the Fantastic Four really came from, and that was
more. You had family interaction. You had all kinds of stuff going on.
Right, the soap opera, ness of it all that he was able to bring to it, and that was going to be his swan song out of Marvel. He that was going to be his last thing he worked on, and that actually became the first thing that made him who we know to be Stan Lee, which I think is, it's a very inspiring tale. I mean, when you look at that and you see someone who was kind of giving up on making comics, and that was the last thing he was going to do. For it to become what it became is just like so exciting and cool.
Now, right there, guys, if you're cool like Pops, you're going to get that 1B right there for $15. The Welby, the Virgin cover, that's the one I got. I'm just saying, if you're like me, you're going to get that one. You're going to put that in your collection. And you're going to hold on to that for a long time, because we're going to do the best we can to make sure that people get behind all these indie comics that we promote and sell books, guys. Sell books. Let me go look up top, see if we've done anything since we've been out here. What have we done? Oh, 2 more backers. I asked for a couple. I got a couple. You got 8 minutes left, people.
Ooh,
a refresh.
That's awesome. I think when we started, we were at like 46 or 45 something. So we've got a couple $100.
45.80 the last I looked.
Yeah. So hey, that's awesome.
Sweet. You guys keep it up. He needs more of a cushion. There's
Yeah. Hey, if we could get to 49 or 5, in the next 8 minutes, that'd be amazing.
Sweet. As it is, I'm just glad people are watching, because this is why we do this, to get them extra backers at the last minute, to remind you guys that this one's almost over, right?
Yeah.
8 minutes left, guys. And we're going to do this again tonight at 10 o'clock with Robert Jashonik, the Legends of Indie Comics.
Oh, cool. That's right.
Tonight at 11 o'clock. So we'll be out here at 10 o'clock doing this with them guys too, just because. It's
always exciting watching the last final minutes of the campaign, because you're just kind of like, whoa, is it gonna be over? And also, like, Kickstarter has the timer there on there, so it's like, it's like, oh man, it's very kind of nerve-wracking, but it's been because like I was talking about, when you're in the zone and you're promoting something every single day, and you're working on something every single day to try to get the funding you need and promote it, and but not be not like be annoying about it, but also like you got to put in the work and promote it. It's always like a very relieving thing, but a very exciting thing to, like, be in the final day and the final minutes of something and seeing it all like come together, because tomorrow I won't have to like worry about it anymore. And so being in that constant state of like, it's on your mind, you're working on it, you're trying to make sure, like, because I think I did 20 or a little over 20 shows in the entire month. I was on a lot of podcasts, doing a lot of interviews and sharing it in groups, and reminding people about it. And it's like getting out of that mindset and getting back to the creative side of it, where Jay and I can start finishing the art together and finishing the lettering for the book, and getting the book actually made. That that's where, in some ways, that's when the real work begins. But to me, that's the best part of making comics, is actually making them, not necessarily doing campaigns, but making the book and being able to do that. And that's what's so beautiful and awesome about crowdfunding and making indie comics, is like, people are telling you, we want this. And that is like the best part of it, because you can rest assured that people want what you're making, and that they're waiting on it. And that's like such an honor to be a part of.
5 minutes left, people. 120 backers. You got time. You can get up in here.
5 minutes, man. Here we go.
You got time. One of the things that I really love about this whole process, though, now RJ, Critical Blast.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Now you're getting to the point where fulfillment is more work.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's time to talk to RJ about handling your fulfillment, bud. So you can just go right back to the next issue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No fulfillment hassles, no stress, none of that. You just go right back to work on your comic book.
Yeah.
That's
totally
the thing that RJ brings to people, and it doesn't cost you anything. His fee comes out of the shipping.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you nothing out of your pocket.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So as you get to the point where, wow, 120 backers, that's a lot of packages. Maybe I'm going to pass this off to somebody else next time around. you know, it's a good thing to have out there as a backup.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, and I think a lot of amazing creators who are super good at the creative side of things, but maybe not the business side of things. I think RJ has done such an amazing job at fulfilling that need. Like there's definitely a need, and to have someone out there who's providing that for people is really awesome. And all I've heard are great things. I mean, you know, I've never heard one bad story about Critical Blast or their fulfillment services. I mean, everything about them has all been really good. So that's really awesome. That's when you know it's, you know, it's professionally done. It's being done with care. And I know how much, you know, RJ has worked on and worked with indie creators and making all this happen.
Yes.
So definitely someone who's trustworthy on that.
And now he's publishing too. It's like he just keeps he just keeps that snowball for him just keeps getting bigger as well.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
It's like same thing's happening to me every time I turn around. Something new comes along, a new show, something. Now I actually have a business partner. Things are starting to look like this is gonna work. You know what I mean? It's all action now. 3 minutes, people. Come on, give us a couple more. Give us one or two more. You guys,
come on, guys. You can do it. You can be 121, 122.
Share this thing out, people. Do the thing. Do the thing. And I appreciate everybody who did tune in. Okay, I see we got a lot of people that were watching over on RJ's Twitter and on my Twitter page. Thank you guys for we got some people retweeting and stuff. We appreciate that. That you increase our reach, you help him sell books, guys.
That's right.
That simple. You increase our reach, you help him sell books. That's why we're here. So we appreciate everything you guys do too. You know, come on, 2 minutes. Can we get one more? Come on, people.
Come on, guys. You can do it. This is the time. You know, we're going to be halfway through the series. You know, this is the only time that you're going to be able to get, because I don't know. You know, I'll be printing these variants, but I don't know how much I'll have left over, you know, for the next campaign, or after I do some signings and conventions and things like that. So if you want a Steve Epting cover, or you want that gatefold cover, you know, this might be the only time that you can get that with this campaign. So
they might just sell out. But while he goes to the next con, they might just be gone, guys.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, they might be gone the first time he tables with them. So,
oh man, now it's counting down. This is where it gets really exciting. Yeah. It's like, oh boy.
And this used to matter so much, but now they have that extension thing.
Oh yeah, the late pledges. Yeah.
So it's like now it doesn't even matter really, right?
Yeah.
Because you can just leave that thing up for how long?
Yeah, I think as long as you want, maybe until you start fulfillment. I'm not sure how it works, because but yeah,
it kind of cracks me up that they did that, and then you know it's like, okay, well it's over, but it's not really over.
Yeah. It's like that's the thing about that I enjoyed about Kickstarter was like, it's all or nothing, right?
Yes.
You know, like that's it. Like it's all or nothing. And that was the difference between Indiegogo and Kickstarter, was that idea. But you know, there's definitely, I think, utility in it. And there's, you know, I'm sure, you know, Kickstarter wants the ability to, you know, get more money rolling in for them too. But it does kind of undercut the need to be like, hey, this is it. You know, like it's like, oh, this is it. But you know, tomorrow, if you want it, I guess you can get it.
That was one of the things about Indiegogo that bothered me. It was like, oh, we're just going to go in demand.
Yeah, you gotta be strategic.
You fulfill first, and then you go in demand.
Yeah.
And then you give people another chance to get it. But how about you fulfill for those guys that backed it and made it happen?
Yeah, right.
Them first, and then offer second chances or late pledges, or what, you know what I mean? Is like, that was my thinking of why I didn't like it, because those people that backed it on faith, now they got to wait for everybody else.
Yeah,
it's like, no. You know what I mean? There it is, dudes. 48, 16, 120 backers. Congratulations on another successful campaign, Nandor. You're doing awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my 9th campaign, you know, my 7th book. And so this is really awesome. In terms of funds raised, this has been the most successful for the Man-Child series. So I'm really, really thankful and grateful. And I can't think. I know how difficult it is when there's so many great books out there and there's so many amazing creators making their stuff. And I never want to take for granted like people who are always coming back and repeating to come back for my books and want to see me succeed and want to finish the story. I know there's a lot of people out there because I took a break in between issues 2 and 3 of Man-Child to work on the Fabled Offering and get that book out. And so to see people coming back, and bringing this book back to people, I knew it was going to be a little bit difficult to get back on the horse and remind people, hey, the series is still going. This is something you can be a part of. So, 120 backers, like I'm very thankful, and I can't thank people enough for jumping on board.
I love it. I kind of knew, okay, look, you and I have been friends for a while. I've been following you for quite a while. Okay. We've talked about all your books over the last few years.
Yeah.
Your chops on your different genres, your writing in different genres, and not being afraid to take on something different. Take
those risks. Yeah.
Look, I was impressed with you from day one. You know that. This youngster out of nowhere, kicking everybody's ass. I was out, I was really impressed with you from day one.
No, you've been such a great help and encourager and very welcoming in a way that has meant a lot to me and been really encouraging. So
thank you. Watching you grow, man. You really don't need people like me anymore, but we still gonna be here for you.
No, I need it all. I that's something, someone asked me on another interview that I did, what have you learned during this campaign, specifically, like what's been a learning point for you? And it kind of struck me because, even though this is, my 7th book, it's like something I've realized is like, you cannot take for granted any of the people that have helped you get to this point. And you can't take for granted the amount of work that it takes to get to this point. And also, just because I've done this for a while, it doesn't mean that you can, half-ass it anymore. Like it's always, you have to be 110% on every project and every book that you do. Yeah.
The demand is for progression. We want to look. I have so many people like that do art streams on the network and stuff that I've got to watch level up over the last couple of years, get better and better. And that's what it's about, guys. And what you're doing, you level up every time. Okay. And it doesn't matter which series you're working on or if it's a one shot or what. It's like it's a step up from the last thing you put out.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
That's why you still got me over here knocking on your door, bro. Even if I can't at the time afford to buy your stuff or whatever, that doesn't mean I don't want everybody else to be able to.
It's totally.
Like, so I'm always gonna be in your corner, bro. You keep me informed of what you got going on, and we'll tell the rest to everybody else.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for next year because I'm gonna be hopefully launching issue 4 of Man-Child. We'll fulfill 3, we'll get to 4, and I'll also be releasing Seasons volumes 1 and 2 as trade paperback editions, and we're also going to be hopefully launching volume 3 of Seasons next year too. So it's going to be a packed year for me in terms of the books that we're releasing and bringing Seasons back to the forefront and getting people ready for volume 3 and, getting all of that done. So it's going to be really exciting. I can't wait for people to see, because we're going to have new covers for the trade paperback editions and, new stretch goals. And I'm going to do like a little ash can for volume 3. So you can get like a collector's edition, where you get the first like chapter of fall for people who've been waiting, so long for it. And, they can get something that, cause I've never put Seasons out in like little, chunks or single issues. It's all been like a full graphic novel. So this will be the first time that you can get a taste for Fletcher's, new story of what he's doing. And so it's going to be awesome.
I collect ash cans. I love when people include an ash can, like a preview of the next book or some rough art.
Yeah,
of the
and
book
it's gonna be
whatever, right?
Yeah, and because the volume 3 is gonna be so big, it's gonna be like 150 pages.
Wow.
The ash can is going to be big as well because it's going to be like the first chapters. It's going to be like a single issue, but it's going to be the equivalent of what an ash can would be for a regular single issue, which is usually like 8 to 10 pages or whatever for a 20 issue. Yeah, so it'll be that equivalent, and it'll hopefully give people to whet their appetite to be like, hey, like we're back. This is what the next chapter is going to be like. Anthony's work is, I've watched him grow as an artist as we've done, over 200 pages together. And we're, going to be, by the end of the series, we'll have like almost 500 pages, for the entire story. So it's going to be huge.
Dude, and for those of you who don't know, go look up Nandor's book seasons. Okay. Book 1 and 2. Go look.
Yeah.
This is so much different than what we were just looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, look, this dude has chops as a writer. Okay. He's like young and all that, but he has chops as a writer. He's shown me different genres. He's shown me that he can do different things. Go look, you'll see it too. You know, it's pretty, it's amazing. I was taken with this dude when I first met him 4 years ago, at least,
Yeah.
I was taken with what he was doing, and I've been promoting it ever since. And I'll be, you got me, dude. I'll be promoting you till it's over.
Sweet.
Now, this other thing, since this campaign's over and stuff, stress is all gone. And you can relax. Getting Rufus's head, let me know when you're ready.
All right. Okay. Now, that sounds great.
You don't have to cosplay as Rufus. You don't have to be out.
Yeah.
You can just
I'll just find a wig and a fat suit or whatever.
You can just put an avatar up.
Yeah.
A picture of him, a headshot of Rufus, and just come out and be Rufus.
Yeah. No, that sounds good, man.
You let me know when you're ready, and we will do that, brother.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. Look, he was the first one that came to my head. I'm going to interview that dude. It wasn't a superhero. It wasn't some big character from some big artist or writer. It was Rufus.
Yeah.
Rufus was the guy who inspired that whole thing. So I'm looking forward to that interview a lot.
Cool.
Okay? So get in his head. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, Pops. I like it.
I want to appreciate. I appreciate everybody who chimed in, who shared stuff out, who retweeted, who backed Nandor's book. We love you guys, man. Just keep doing what you do, and we'll keep doing what we do. Right?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Peace, everybody. I'll see you soon, Nandor.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
When a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands.
Have a good night.